Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Joining me in the studio is Eric Minishred. We're talking all things Star Wars, futuristic, 2018. And you know, Eric, when we were talking about this, there's certain things in life that are like not as futuristic as I would have thought, but you brought in some pretty futuristic goggles. And there, I think there's a lot of futuristic technology. Like, it's not just a colored piece of plastic over your eyes. These things really enhance your vision on the mountain.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the way you put that. They are maybe one of the more futuristic parts of the entire skiing kit. And, you know, for the past, it's been about 8 years, goggles and helmets have been the fastest growing segment of the winter sports industry. So what that means is that the brands have had a ton of extra money to pump into research and development to make these so futuristic, to do things like completely enhance how you see the mountain in different lens technologies, or create magnetic lenses and magnetic face masks and cool colors, and it's wild out there.
Well, I think in the past, it's just on low light days or when you go down certain runs that are in shadows, you just sort of accepted that you weren't going to be able to see very well.
Yeah.
But now the lenses are able to really make that terrain pop and give you that definition, which is also a little bit safer.
Oh, it's absolutely safer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it can keep you on the mountain longer, so when 2:30 rolls around, it doesn't mean that it's après time. It means it's find more lines in the trees time. So.
Now, was one of the first problems, let's say, with goggles that they would fog up on you?
Yeah, we'll go. That was in the top 3 things that were wrong with goggles. Yeah.
What were the other 2?
One would be that the lenses weren't injection molded; they were stamped and then curved into the frame. So it caused the light to refract at all crazy different angles and cause distortion, especially in your periphery.
I see.
And then the other would be the thickness and comfort of the face foam. Back in the day, you just had one layer of really cheap face foam.
Sure.
Now it's like 3 layers of super plush, comfy face foam.
Yeah, I noticed with all of the brands you've brought in today, a lot of foam. And they also seem incredibly light.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're not going to really feel these on your nose or your face.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just great injection molded, lightweight stuff.
Well, is this an Oakley you've got in front of you?
It is. So Oakley is sort of the pioneers in the super fancy lens technologies that help you see in the shadows. And what's really great about it, so they had a special camera that measured color levels, and they picked up that red and blue were the 2 most prominent colors that your eye wants to see. So they injected those into the base of the lens. So it made this rose-colored base, which actually it's like putting a synthetic filter over your eyes that allows the terrain to pop. So that rose base is what gives it that extra contrast and definition. And so you only need one lens with Oakley. You don't have to worry about changing lenses. Just this one lens is all you're ever going to need.
And it seems like it's really enhanced your peripheral vision. I mean, it is a complete curve around the edge of your eyes there.
Yeah, yep. That's kind of the case with all 3 of these that have spherical lenses.
Okay, and so what do we have here with the Smith lens?
So you touched on anti-fog earlier, and Smith was actually the pioneers of correcting the goggle fogging issue. So back in the day, lenses were not only stamped out of a sheet of plastic, but there was only one lens. So what Smith noticed is that if you put 2 lenses together and allow some air to permeate and breathe, it keeps the goggles fog free. So they were the first brand to create a 2-lens, not flat light, highlight 2 lens, but there's an actual outer and inner lens to every goggle now because Smith pioneered that.
That's great. And which one do we have down here?
So this is Anon, and Anon has pioneered magnet technology. So if you give that face mask a yank, you'll kind of see what happens. It's actually magnetized into the bottom of the goggle. It helps block off the vents to keep it fog free. You've also got a magnetic lens change system as well. So Oakley is the pioneer of lens technologies, Smith the pioneer of anti-fog, and Anon the pioneer of magnets. How do those work? I don't know.
And you can come into Craniologie over on Wall Street, try them all on, figure out which one best suits your purposes.
Yep, we'll measure your head, we'll get you in the perfect helmet, we'll show you all of our awesome goggles, and probably leave with a high five.
Eric, thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah,
and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Thanks. Stay tuned. We've got your weather coming up next.